45-year-old Michael Dunn, you're going to see him in a minute, he's facing a murder charge after he shot into a car full of teenagers. He killed 17-year-old Jordan Davis in the process. The shooting reportedly sparked over a fight about loud music. It's reminding some of the Trayvon Martin case, but Dunn's attorney says that's not so.
Kill that mother dead, you dead. And he sees that much of a shotgun coming up over the rim of the SUV, which is up higher than his Jetta. And it's all he sees are heavily tinted front windows that are up and the back windows that are down, and the car has at least 4 black men in it. And he doesn't know how old anybody is, he doesn't know anything, but he knows a shotgun when he sees one.
Martin Savage joins me now. So Dunn's attorney says he shot out of self-defense. Tell us more.
You know, this is a story that began on Black Friday, 7:40 p.m. Not that late at night. 4 black youths are in an SUV and they're listening to music, and it is very loud. They admit that. They're in a gas station in a parking lot, and Michael Dunn, who's white, pulls up next to them and apparently lodges a complaint, says something, and it escalates from there. You heard the attorney claim that these young men answered back with foul language and made threats, and then apparently somebody produces a gun. And so Michael Dunn, who had his own weapon, pulls it out and he fires 8 or 9 times into that vehicle. And then he drives off, and he tells authorities the reason he drove off is he didn't realize he had struck anybody, but he had. He had struck that 17-year-old youth who died just a few minutes later.
So were any guns found in the teenager's car?
Police said no, they didn't find any gun inside of the teen's vehicle. Now, the attorney makes the claim that, well, it's quite possible they could have tossed that gun before police arrived on the scene, but the youths maintain, those that survived, that they didn't have a gun at all.
Did Dunn call the police, or?
He didn't. And that is what has struck many people, because they thought, okay, you leave the scene. His attorney says he left the scene because he was afraid, he didn't know after firing into the vehicle how the young men might react. They might come out shooting. If they were gang members, there might have been other gang members nearby that would retaliate, so he leaves. Well, after you left, why not, when you got someplace you thought was safe, notify authorities? He didn't. Instead, he finds out that the young man died by watching the news the next morning. And instead of turning himself in then, he drives back home into Brevard County, Florida, and eventually gets arrested.
And is he what's he charged with?
He's charged with murder, and he's also charged with attempted murder. He's already had his first appearance, and he has pled not guilty to that. He's currently being held without bond. So, you know, when people start talking about the Trayvon Martin case, it's possible stand your ground could be used. We'll have to see. The attorney says they haven't made up their mind on that matter. Angela Curry, who is the same prosecutor, is going to be in the Trayvon Martin case. George Zimmerman is going to be the same prosecutor in this particular case. But you didn't have the long drawn out, was the person, the shooter, getting arrested. That has happened. It happened quickly. There's no question about it.